Why not take a trip down under from the comfort of your own couch and watch live Grand Slam tennis in the middle of the night? That's right. Tennis's first major is early in the year, and if you follow the sport, you already know this. It is the Australian Open. And if you haven't watched tennis in a decade or more, good news. Nothing has changed. The same three dudes still run that sport. Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and Rafa Nadal. Fed is not there this go round, but Rafa and the Joker are. And if the Joker can somehow manage not to throat a line judge with a tennis ball, he is the favorite to win it all. But do not count out Rafa. It might not be Clay, but he has won here before. And last night he did advance to the third round with a straight set win over Michael Mmoh. Now, I'm not here to break down the early stages of a tennis tournament that we all know is going to end with either Nadal or Joker holding the trophy. I am here, though, to talk about this all-time disturbance in the crowd during Rafa's match last night. If you know tennis, you know that silence is expected until the ball is put in play, and even then, you can only do certain things or say certain things. But before a player serves, you're supposed to be quiet. Like, you can ooh and ah all you want during a point, but when somebody is preparing to serve, you're supposed to behave like you're in a golf gallery. This is not what happened last night. Not during the first game of the third set. Rafa serving up 30-love. Then this happens. Keep in mind, there are minimal fans, socially distanced, so you can hear absolutely everything in the stadium. Check this.
A little bit of a disturbance there in the crowd. Quite.
Are they having a go at Rafa?
No.
Or at each other?
Well, there's one lady that's getting rather animated. She might be asked to leave, actually. I think she's having a crack at Rafa. I don't know why. She's the first person I've ever seen do that. So she's strategically waiting. I think she's going to be out of here. There she goes.
I mean, this is chaos.
Well, it's so unnecessary. Yeah. It's just one individual that's just made a complete goose of themselves.
All right, so let me try and break that down for you. Let me break down what just happened so you can see it in your head if you're listening. You've got some drunk old bat in the stands heckling Nadal, and she's doing it relentlessly. Play was stopped 3 times and delayed 5 minutes. And what she was doing was waiting until he was about to toss the ball up to serve before she went in on him. And she was able to get away with it for longer than expected because security could not find out who was doing it. They could not pinpoint which fan was responsible. Also, she was old as hell. Old as dirt. Who expects an old lady to be talking that kind of junk? So here are 2 awesome things about this old kook. When Nadal looks up and sees her, the camera perfectly catches her hitting him with the most blatant middle finger since Mr. Met hit his own people with one. I mean, literally, right in his face.
Right in my face.
A freaking bird from the wrinkled, sun-spotted, veiny hand of a woman who does not look a minute under 95.
Oh, steady on now. Must be the first person ever to do that to Rafa.
Something tells me she's had a few too many adult beverages.
And Rafa, I mean, he thinks it's hilarious. He's smiling and he's laughing like, is this old woman serious? She's heckling me. She's flipping me off. The announcers point out in the play-by-play, you heard that they've never, ever seen that happen to anybody or anything like that ever happen to that guy. Now, here's the best part. You have to turn your speakers up or get your face right near your speaker. Listen very closely. Listen to what this woman calls him right as he's about getting ready to serve for an attempted third time. Listen. Listen again. Are you catching that? Listen to what this old bag hits Rafa with as he tosses the ball up to serve. Are we clear on this? Listen. She just hit him with a wanka blast. This is why the crowd reacts the way it does. Wanka. Wanker's great.
Here comes security, finally.
Oh, again. And just one to the arena, just for good measure. Right? Coast to coast.
Great.
So she's strategically waiting. I think she's going to be out of here. There she goes.
I mean, this is chaos.
Well, it's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
It's just one individual that's just made a complete goose of themselves.
I love the announcer saying, oh, man, this is chaos. This is chaos and so unnecessary. Yeah, but Wanker is so great. The announcer saying that she made a goose of herself might be almost as good.
It's just one individual that's just made a complete goose of themselves.
He went with a G blast. What a goose, man. Why don't we go to the Wanker to hear what the Wanker himself had to say after the match?
Now, there was someone in the crowd, you didn't know her, did you? This lady?
No, and honestly, I don't want to know.
Raf is cool, man. He's funny. He said, nah, I don't know her, and honestly, I don't want to know her either. Not me. I'm actually on the other side of this. I want to know that old bag. I want to party with that old bag. I mean, being that old and getting that blasted and showing up at the Australian Open and delivering wanka scuds from the crowd at a Grand Slam event, that's my kind of gal. What a party. And by the way, don't come up in here and start hitting her with a courtside Karen blast. If anything, she's a courtside Gladys or a courtside Agatha or a courtside Phyllis or a courtside Doris or a courtside Sylvia or a courtside Esther or a courtside Dorothy or a courtside B or a courtside Lillian. Maybe a courtside Barbara. She's awesome. I mean, like some 95-year-old bag got ejected from the Australian Open. She flipped Nadal off and called him a wanker. I mean, why not just take it all off and strip around the court? That's what tennis needs, streakers. So if you're looking for something to do, something to watch, check out the Australian Open. You never know what you might see.
Oh, steady on now.